Update 39 is on the way, and this is an early access preview of what's to come. Kindly ignore the update image that was for 38, but we have Map Editor. Map creation comes to BT6. Use the map editor to create custom maps and share them with the friends and the community. AKA the highlight of this update, and I probably say this every update, but it's really spicy, and you'll see very soon. Also with the update comes a new Etienne skin, Bookworm, and a new advanced map, Dark Path, along with some other changes. So of course, first off, shouts out to Ninja Kiwi for the early access, of course. I appreciate it a lot that they allow us to showcase stuff early. And that way it also makes it easier for you guys to know exactly like what's in store once the update actually drops. So there was the Etienne skin, and I guess I'll show you real quick what the Dark Path map has to offer. So it basically just turns the the original Park Path map to like a line of sight blocker. Meanwhile, the water is now the path for the balloons. And looks like there's very little space to put towers. Probably gonna have to use some ones that can see over walls, that's for sure. No water also can place it now that the water's been used up. Interesting stuff. But now for Map Editor, you can access it over here. Pressing play gives you a new community button. And you'll be able to see a new button called Maps over here. It's already been unlocked for this early access account, but you do need to spend 6,000 monkey money to unlock this feature. Just heads up, if you don't have the monkey money in time though, you can always buy it quickly from the shop. All for a very epic discounted cost. Just make sure to use code ISAB if you decide to do that, okay, thanks. Anyways, once you've unlocked Map Editor, press this create button, and let's just go through the tutorial, at least the given one in the game. Oh, Map Editor. Craft amazing maps and share them with your friends. Next, when editing your map, you'll need at least one path with an entry and an exit before you can test your map. Add up to 5 paths from the side panel. Add nodes, move them around, and adjust their curve. Props are one of the most important parts. And then, as you can see here, there's many sliders you could use to change sizes, rotate them, move them. So a lot of opportunity to create some amazing things. Side panel also allows you to set the terrain, add map FX, use stamps, and add land, water, or blocking areas. And then after maps are curated, they become available from the content browser, aka an approval system. And that's it. Let's just jump into it. And I guess you can kind of use this early access video as a tutorial of how to use Map Editor. I actually tinkered around with this a little bit before recording, so let me explain some things. So first off, the side panel. These 5 icons represent in order the terrain background number 1, second is paths, third is props, fourth here is stamps, so it's basically just 2D objects that don't have effects, but you can just use it to create, to refine your map, whether it be with shadows, decorations, etc, etc. And areas is just simply if, say, you want to add water, something like that to a land map, or if you want to change this to, like, an area that you don't want projectiles to shoot through, or an area that you don't want to place monkeys in. So how do I want to start off this empty slate here with? What terrain do we want to use? I think I'll just stick to the classic Monkey Meadow one. Nice and grassy. Not a lot of options at the moment, but of course, there'll be more to come with future updates. And this just adds the effects over the map. So you can have like sandy clouds, you can have like mist, some leaves flying, rain, tumbleweeds. I'll add the leaves since it matches. Also, this button on the very bottom simply just allows you to make it bigger if you have problems scrolling too long. I'll just leave it thin for the time being. And now for paths. Again, I guess we'll start basic with the classic gray path. Once you drop it down, you can see there's a starting position. And these 2 endpoints basically allow you to curve the track, like from point to point. So let's see. I guess I'll start by curving here. I have no idea what I'm building, by the way. We're just kind of winging it here. Anyways, if you want to add another point that you can rotate endpoints with, just click anywhere on the map. And just like that, you have a brand new pylon that you can now rotate once more. For an update 1.0 of this map editor thing, I gotta say again, looking really spicy. Also, funny story about these pylons here, but I was talking to an American friend the other day, and apparently they don't use the word pylon. In fact, they never even heard the word pylon really used, like, to denote these things. Rather, I guess they're called cones / traffic cones. So just checking in on the Americans here, if that's true or not. Whether I guess this pylon term is only a Canadian / British thing. At least that's what I've always called it. I guess for the rest of this video, I'll call it a cone. Anyways, you can see on the top here, there's a minimum path length for each path. So sadly, you can't do a shortest map ever, or even a Bloons. There has to be, it has to be longer than apparently this, which already looks pretty long in my opinion, but regardless, now we have the length, but we need to create an endpoint, and I think the exit of the map has to, well, be on the outskirts here. So this is keeping in line with all the other maps in the game. They always have the entrance and or exit, like, on the side. You can't just have it exit in the middle. So here now you can see with this endpoint, the path is now verified. Sure, let's just save it. And I think now that it's created, we can change the width of the path to make it thicker or thinner. I like my paths medium-sized, normal-sized. Okay, moving on to props. How do you want to decorate this thing? Well, first off, let's add a nice, overhang or a small shelter for the balloon. So I'm gonna make this go, or allow the balloons to go through with this. So let's see. This second one here is to rotate it this way. And this first one adjusts the size of the prop. So I think I'll just do normal. These just reset it back to the position, and as you see, these are ways to affect the decoration even more, adding all 3 axes to this 3D editor here. I think personally, I'll leave it normal. It looks just about right that way. And also, this button allows you to move this prop to wherever you want it. I had it right in the original spot, or correct in the original spot, so we'll keep it as is. Our first prop has officially been completed, and I believe this randomize button basically randomizes the stats. So I'm gonna drop this here, and it's only slightly randomized the rotation. How about another one? Rotation again. Huh, seems like it's only rotation that's randomized. Interesting, and now we'll just delete these real quick. Nice and easy to delete them. Now from earlier testing, it doesn't look like you can copy paste features. That's something I guess would have been really nice to make, well, quality of life wise, like say for example you want to extend like how this thing looks. To do that, right now I'd have to get the right angle in each of them. I think it's a bit off right now, but that's fine. And then I have to connect it something like this. Close enough, but you can see the angle's a bit off. I'd assume that's something that they plan to add in future updates, so no need for me to, beg for them to do. Let's add a nice shrubbery here. I'm no artist, so the end result is probably not going to be the prettiest, but I'm gonna try my best here, okay? Sure, I guess something like that is good, and this is one of the props that you can, quote-unquote, block. So if I guess if I untick this, darts can now shoot through this shrubbery, although it does not sound realistic, so I'll leave the blocking there. That sounds about right. Also, take a look at how many props there are. There is a huge amount. Look at all the categories, too. I'm gonna just scroll so you guys can take a look and see just the amount of props that we're looking at here. Again, let me spice up this map a little bit more. I'll add some shrubbery. Nice and small one over here. Oh, no, how about some flowers on the map, too? That looks really big. I'll go ahead and make it a bit smaller. What else? Looks like you can add hero pets to the map, too, which is interesting. Let's add a Kiwi to represent Ninja Kiwi. Why not? You can also rotate it. I wonder if these things actually move when you play the map itself. I guess we'll find out later. Alright, don't mind me. Just filling in the empty part of the map with something. So one thing I forgot to show you, I guess, was if you press next, here is where you can save the map. I think the menu here is pretty self-explanatory. The music here you can change to, I guess, your music of choice. What theme does your map fit? Well, just pick the music that corresponds to it. Anyways, let's go on to the fourth part, which is stamps. Again, as you saw earlier, these do not really affect the gameplay of the map in any way. It's just there for decoration. So I guess if I want to make this look even grassier, let's just add, I don't know, random patches of grass here. It doesn't honestly look really good, but I'm probably not good enough at utilizing these to make it look pretty. It looks like you can't even, edit them the way you can props. Can't really click on it. And randomize looks like, I believe, it just rotates the prop. See? These are different, these are different. And I believe the way stamps work is that it's kind of like Photoshop, wherein there's multiple layers, and right now I just added all of them to, like, the same layer, which is stamps 1. And I can choose to hide it or unhide it. I think it's kind of ugly, so I'll just hide it. I can go ahead and add another layer, though, to create, I guess, a new set of stamps here. Let's go ahead and add a shadow. Oh, my game just crashed. Okay, reloading the game again, and it looks like I can finally drop shadows. So I guess here's a nice part to add a shadow, you know, right under the shrubbery, making it look a bit more realistic. This curve, I think, is made specifically for the shrub. Actually, no, I can't change the size of it, so never mind. And I stuck both of them together, so that's not good. And okay, I don't know how to make a shadow for this shrubbery here, so I guess I can do one for, like, yeah, the overhead here. Yeah, that looks pretty realistic. Looking very funky. And okay, I just realized that this erase button means you can delete stuff individually from like each layer. So for example, like that. Fair enough. I guess I'll keep one layer for shadows, and I guess the second one will be for, I don't know, flowers. I guess these are the ones I'm supposed to put on the map, not the flower props. If I want to create like a group of flowers here, this again makes a lot of sense. So I'll just go ahead and do this and this. I guess if you want bigger flowers, then it makes sense you want to use props. And with that, I think we're good to save after adding these props here. And now, lastly, onto the areas. I can create water if I want to, and I think I definitely will. Let's see where. I'll go ahead and drop it here, and again, there's pylons, cones here, so that you can choose like how you want to angle this water. Let's try to make it look a little more realistic here, I guess. So I think, sure, I like this. And let's go ahead and edit again, and you can decide to move this pond wherever you want. But of course, this is where it likely fits the best. Oh, also, if you added too many endpoints, here's where you can delete. Fun stuff, fun stuff. And once again, these last two here, this makes it so that you can't throw darts through. This, you can't place monkeys in. Of course, I'll keep this as water. I think I need to create a new area. Just simply drag it. I think for no projectiles, it would be great if I put it actually under this overhang here. Again, just making things look realistic, so sure, no projectiles are allowed past this point. And let's see, a no monkey area. If you really want to troll map players, I guess what you could do is like create a no monkey allowed section and not even add a single prop to it. Because once I play this, I guess what I will do now is, actually, that area doesn't look quite as smooth as I'd like. How's this? Okay, that's a bit better. But sure, let's go ahead and save it now, and let me just show you as I jump back out of here. We're now allowed to play the map, new game, because there's now an entrance and an exit. And here's where you can choose whatever map. You have to beat it if you want to share it. I guess the easiest would be deflation, so sure. And here it is, our map in a real game. Looks like the Ninja Kiwi does not move at all. And as you can see, we have now trolled ourselves. We cannot place monkeys on grass for whatever reason. Water goes here, and it feels like, do projectiles actually shoot through there? Why does it kind of look like they do? Let me just see. Okay, they do, never mind. Oh, sorry, my bad. Somehow I changed this to a no monkeys allowed. How about no darts? Let's save this now and see if it works out the way I do. Every time you make an edit, similar to Challenge Editor, your game gets completely deleted, and okay. Now we're talking. Darts are actually still going through it, so I don't know what's going on with that. I guess it's just the towers can't see until it reaches this part. Didn't quite get the result I wanted there, but that's okay. I personally, just like you, probably will be when the update comes out. I'm still learning, figuring out all the ins and outs of this map editor here. Anyways, before I finish completing the map, let's refine this map a little bit more. So I do want to fill in this no monkeys allowed with something that would make sense. So let's find a prop here. What is this, a cardboard box? I've never seen this prop in any other map before, so it might be a new thing, sure. Just a giant cardboard box blocking some of it here. What else? Is this a shark? I think it is. Or a fishy, sorry, a fishy. Oh, we also have a boat here. I've never seen this before. Sure, let's add it. That's absolutely massive for a normal. Oh, I have the perfect idea for this thing. If it's too big for what it is naturally. I can actually finally use these sliders here to make it look like it's like capsized or kind of like half sunken like this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move it, I don't know, near the corner here, sure. And I think this would be a great place to like block line of sight too. So let's go ahead and make a new area that blocks darts. Something like this, I think sounds about right for the shipwreck. Oh, also, one more thing I forgot to show you was this panel, this last button, just similar to, I guess, any Photoshop app, shows you all the layers that you currently have, so you can choose to like hide specific layers if you want to. Like, say you're not sure if you want to delete it or not, just simply hide it. Easy as that, and also reorder it, so if you want, say, I don't know, Like, say, one of the stamps to be above the other ones, or some of them's blocking the way. Right now, none of them are blocking, so you don't really see a difference, but I can see how that, is useful. Oh, and also, I just realized, maybe it's because the area, is this the area? Hang on, nope, wrong one. Let's put it back below. I think if I put this above the path, then, okay. This is making a lot more sense now. Just take a look again and see if that's working the way, like, we expect it to. So far, looking fantastic, and, nope, it still shoots through, right? Never mind, I guess it was just never meant to work that way in the first place. Fair enough. Also, for some props here, you can see that there is now an animation, so whether you want it to be just idle or moving, you can choose to, well, see if you want that or not. Basically, the right-hand panel tells you whether or not, like, props are available to be blocked, or whether you can put them, like, on a platform like this. Okay, I've now finally filled out this no monkey section. Let's actually work on building a second path just to show you what's up. Should I use a different terrain for this one? Well, before that, I can show you that it's very easy just to change whatever terrain you're using. Just simply clicking it. The current path that you're on will... I think this is an invisible one, which is extra troll, but I think I like this one. I would keep the theme, but I guess I'll show you a secondary path. We'll put in, like, the bottom right corner here. What do I want to do with it? I don't know, maybe just curve in and backwards. So let's do this. Let's add this amount of endpoints. Have this be the exit. I don't know, it looks kind of lame and not that hard, but I can certainly add some blockers and props to make it a little bit harder. For one, let's see. Let's go to blocking. So I can easily find whatever items I want to use to block. How about just a giant tree here, so towers can't really go through that, you know what I mean? There we go. That was shall not pass. Likewise, I suppose I could just add a giant fence over here. To fence off projectiles, and I guess monkeys too, to an extent, right? I suppose so. I feel like the more I'm adding to this map, the more scuffed and worse it's looking, but we'll finish off soon. I guess I had a water tower here too. If it's similar to middle of the road, this should be a platform that you put stuff on, but it doesn't look like it has the icon. Sure, how about a couple of dirt marks too on this path here, just to show that, I don't know, that it's been used up. I'm using the randomize. Every time you drag it over, see the angle changes. I'm just trying to look for it's kind of annoying right now, getting the right angle for this, say, curve here. Well, that's the only way it works at the moment. Again, it doesn't look very pretty, but just showing you for reference. Also, holy crap, this leaf is absolutely massive. Why does it look that big? I guess in this lore, the leaves grow to be very, very big. Okay, before I completely ruin this map, I think I'm done here. Let's save and exit, and officially play this map out. Just for completionist sake, I'll do deflation mode, and let's see. Well, I guess flying heroes completely negate the trees that are in the way, so sure, Etienne here. Same with this spot. I think I'll try to beat this without using global towers. That sounds more fun. Like, how about 2 different defenses for each lane here? So I guess I'll still stick to Destroyer. We'll do an Alp buff, and for this side, I don't know, Dragon's Breath. Sure, I think if we buy the Guided Magic, we can see over obstacles too. Yeah, so much for the fence being in the way. Let's just play. And behold my very first creation. Also, what is that pet on the map, that purple thingy? Is it part of a certain tower here? I know I definitely didn't add that in the map editor. I guess I'll bite the bullet and see. Okay, so it's connected with the Alchemist. I guess that's a new item for this update that I wasn't aware of. I'll spend money on camo detection. Once we get level 8, we'll be rocking. Let's go ahead and show Etienne's level 3 in the meantime as well. Activate, and we spawn 5 of these thingies, drones. Now, I think the way I set this map up, there actually is a little bit of a line of sight on this platform here. Whoops, camos also. But I can see the other map, the other part of the track. Let's just throw, I don't know, a turbocharge here. See if that's good. Alright, one more thing I should mention right now in map editor is that if you create multiple paths, you can't make it similar to Muddy Puddles, where only one track is active, like, per round. Instead, the balloons will just be split evenly. Maybe that's not a feature that they'll add later down the line, but just heads up in case you want to create some, like, gnarly multi-lane maps. Also, I forgot to use the ability there. We're close to level 8, at least. But yeah, what else here? Oh, is that level 8 UAV? I think that's part of Etienne. This skin is pretty nice. For a moment, I did a double take, and I was like, wait, we already at level 10 Etienne? That's the UCAV? No, it's not. Now, just to ensure I don't die an embarrassing death to these, this easy deflation run here, I'll just outbuff the D-Breath. And we should be good now, level 10 UCAV very soon. And again, I hope you found this early access map editor video helpful for when you guys create maps. And speaking of which, I will definitely play use creations. That was, of course, what map editor was made for. Also, let's just go ahead and use level 10 UCAV now, and it is. Wow. Okay, I guess it was like the precursor to UCAV. It just was a highlight maybe showing that you were close. Best Etienne skin so far, I gotta say, although there's only 2 to choose from. That's nice. Now back to the topic of, I guess, playing your user created maps. I don't have a system yet, or at least in mind yet, where, you know, if there's a place where you guys just submit your maps and that's the easy way I can find them. Aside from just YouTube comments, this is just preliminary, but I guess the way I might do it is through Discord, maybe making a channel. Speaking of which, yes, I do have a Discord. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. And if I do decide to open up a map channel where you guys share maps, then keep on lookout. And may the best maps get featured. Speaking of which, we've completed the map now, so let's just press share. And let's see if it shows up on the map browser at all. I think right now this just shows all the Ninja Kiwi maps, the ones the staff created as a test. Yeah, some of these look really nice. Again, a lot of things you can make with this map editor. I'm excited to, again, see the crazy maps the community can create. This one looks very nice, very nice. That does it for me, though. If you enjoyed, and again, want to see more map editor content, then subscribe. Update will be coming out pretty soon. So that's all. Have a very creative day.